this part of the story, I want to begin with my marriage. I had such an idealistic view of what marriage is supposed to be. I always wanted to be married. That really was my aspiration, to be a wife and to be a mama of many children. I knew that I had to earn a living somehow, before he came, and prayerfully he had some money. But if he didn't, I knew I had to earn a living, so of course I went to school and got a degree.
What's your degree?
Elementary ed.
Okay.
So, but I wanted that MRS degree as well. And I got it. I got both. I got the MRS before I received my degree. So we were married my senior year of college, and it was beautiful. We were married in a castle, and it was a fairy tale. Walked up this huge carpeted red stairway, married there on the land, huge landing, all of our friends in the balcony and friends on the floor. And as we descended the steps, we were serenaded by African drums and a violinist playing Someday My Prince Will Come.
Aww.
It was the most beautiful thing. Jumped the broom at the bottom of the stairwell, which is a tradition in African American culture. First one who hits the floor first is supposed to rule the roost.
Who hit the floor first?
He did.
Oh.
That's right, because he was just heavier. But that began our life. And at that time, I really did have a twisted view of what submission is. I thought that submission meant whatever he liked, I needed to like. And that if he did not like what I liked, then I needed to change what I liked. It was twisted martyrdom thinking. Be the martyr, be the one that dies on this hill, but I wasn't called to die on this hill. That's not what submission is. But I went into the marriage thinking that, right? And so, of course, he loved it. What person,
Of course,
wouldn't? So at the same time, he also had a bit of OCD. So when you put the two of that together, a person with OCD where it's never good enough, it could always be better, and then a person with a twisted ideal of what submission is and thinking that I'm not good enough unless he approves, but he never would approve.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm never good enough. And then that cycle just continues on. And he's frustrated and I'm feeling less than. And so now, we have a bit of a mess. Years into the marriage, after all of the children had come and gone.
How many children?
6 in total. There were plenty of times when he was frustrated because the house wasn't kept the way he wanted it to be kept. And I'm thinking, I'm either pregnant or nursing. So what more, how do you expect this to look? It's not going to look like a mausoleum.
Right.
But because my self-worth at that time was tied to his approval, I ate myself alive, feeling always like a failure. And at the same time, he realized and did his best, to try and alter himself and alter his expectations. But we both were broken in those areas. And it climaxed one point where I was done. I don't remember if we had the last child or not, probably not. But I was done. I knew I was only good in 2 rooms of the house. The kitchen and the bedroom. Didn't hear any complaints there. But everywhere else, I felt like a failure. But I thought that, my slippers can stay under the bed, but my heart can be far away. I can fry his chicken. I can fold his clothes exactly the way he wanted. Make sure the blacks stay with the blacks, the reds with the reds, the stripes with the stripes. Fold the towels a certain way and put them up in the cabinet so that the folds face out and that they're all neat together. Right? But he would not have my heart. My heart would be gone. And I was ready to live like that for however long it took. So I went outside one day and I made the mistake of calling one of those good Christian girlfriends. Should have called the ratchet girlfriend. Right. is the ratchet girlfriend that'll say, girl, come on, let me help you pack his stuff and put it in the bag and throw it out the window.
That's right.
You know, should have
Let's
called
look
her.
through a bonfire.
Right. Should have called her. Didn't do that. Called the good Christian
Everybody
girlfriend.
needs a ratchet girlfriend.
Everybody needs it. Every now and again, they come through in the clutch. Everybody needs a ratchet girlfriend.
Yep.
But the good Christian girlfriend, she listened and she said, well, you could do that. Or you could choose to love him the way God loves you. And I was like, oh, why did I call her? Hung up the phone and I sat outside and God said, you have a choice to make. Once again, you have a choice. It's up to you. And I said, God, I'm tired. And he said, okay, let me teach you. Let me teach you the secret of the overflow. Let me teach you how when you are full completely with me, how it spills out into your saucer. And there you can love and serve and give freely. And it doesn't matter if it's reciprocated or not. Because in the overflow, I'm full from him. My approval is from him. My value is from him. And I'm not looking to anyone else to validate me. I'm not looking to anyone else to approve. I'm not looking to anyone else for anything else. Because I'm good. Thus began the burning away of the flesh. I'll never forget, by this time we had moved up here. Just to give you the totality of the story, we had gone through foreclosure and bankruptcy. This was probably right around the time that I was ready to leave. And it wasn't because of the finances, because I was ready to stay married through all of that. But it's when in here, when there is something deep down inside of you that is broken. And if the person that you're married to continues to break it, then where do you go to fix it? Because he can't fix it. He didn't break it. It was broken before he came. He aligned with you while it was broken. And the funny thing is, because it is broken, there were some things about that brokenness that attracted. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Because at that time, I didn't realize who I was. I didn't realize how powerful I was. I didn't realize all of those things. And so in that state, I was sweet and I was kind and I was whatever you like, whatever I can do to make you happy. Oh, you don't want it like that? Okay. Oh, you don't like this shirt? Okay, I'll go change it. Oh, you don't like my hair? You want me to grow it out? Okay. Where does it say that?
Nowhere.
Nowhere. That's not what submission is. But that's what I interpret it to be. And that is a part of what he was attracted to. He was attracted, he saw the power that I possessed, that we all possess, the genius, right? He saw that, but he also saw this other side that made his life real sweet and easy. Now the genius was down in there, and he saw little glimpses of her, and that was the little spark, but there was a whole lot of sweet. And so as I began this healing, I'll never forget, I was cooking breakfast one day, and we had just had an argument. And I remember in that argument, God said, don't say a word. Shh. Just be quiet. I remember thinking, what? And as I'm cooking the eggs, I'm like, God, what is that smell? I'm looking at the burner, because did a piece of egg flip down there? What is that? Egg's not burning. That was me. That old stuff in me was beginning to burn off. And in that time, I would hear God say, okay, you see how I'm feeling you? You see how you're spending time with me? Do you see how you are understanding who I see you to be? Who I made you to be? Are you feeling your worth now? Your power? Now go hug your husband. Go do that thing for him that he does not deserve. But this time, you're doing it from a seat of power. Not from a seat of, oh, well maybe he'll, no. And it would blow his mind. God had to do that. He had to create that first in me because of course God knew what was coming down the line. So in that time, as I spent more time with God, understanding who I was, understanding the power that I possessed. And when I say power, I mean when I understand allowing his power to fill me completely and how to leverage that power. How to be full, how to be enough so that I'm not looking for it from anyone else, and how to operate in my genius, right? How to do those things that light me up, and to see other people's reaction. And it's not because of me, it's because of his power that resides, right? So God had to do all of that in me. And I'll never forget, it was Christmas time of 2014. And I heard God say, you need to come talk to me. I need you to fast. And I was like, Lord, it's Christmas. There's sugar cookies on the table. It's the Christmas ham in the oven. Lord, you want me to fast? Can I just get a couple more days? And he said, okay, go ahead. But understand, I told you, I need you to come talk to me. So that January rolled around, somewhere around mid-January. I said, okay, God, all right, Christmas, New Year's out the way. I'm ready to fast. He said, finally, it's about time. He said, you almost missed it. So I began fasting that day, and I said, God, why am I fasting? I hear the key open the door, and my husband comes home early, at like 11 o'clock in the morning early. I said, you're home early? And he said, yep. I said, yep. He said, yep. He had been laid off. Now at that time, he was the only one working. He has been the only one working because I've been home with the children, homeschooling them. But I wasn't upset, and neither was he. Because for once, because I was full and I wasn't looking for anything from him, I said, you know what? Let's go get it. Let's go get your dream. At that time, God led me to Joshua 1, where the children of Israel Moses had just died, and Joshua was about to take them into the promised land. And at that time, I understood that we are about to walk into our promise. Everything that you promised to us, God, we're about to do. And I was so excited. I said, babe, I don't care if you can only bring in $500 a month. We will live in the 12-passenger van with these kids, and we will make it work. I've seen people do it, and we're going to do the same. So we were excited. 2 weeks later, he started complaining of chest pains. Now, this is nothing new either. Throughout our marriage, he would have chest pains from time to time, and he went to the hospital all the time, and they said, oh, it's just stress. You're having a little bit of anxiety attack. Men don't like such words, right. So stress sounds more masculine. So at first, I just brushed it off. At that time, I was super, super spiritual, so I said, oh, you just need to pray more. You just need to have more faith. You're just not exercising your faith. He said, no, something's really wrong. He got up one morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. He said, I have to go to the hospital right now. Something is wrong. So I went with him. Again, they did the EKG. Your heart is fine. But they did a chest x-ray. And the chest x-ray showed the lymphoma. And the doctor came back in, and it's funny, when doctors know what it is, they lower their voice like this, and they lean in like this, and they start speaking in this hushed tone. And he said the word oncologist, and I remember thinking, wait a minute, what does that word mean? Oncologist. I said, what? You mean the cancer doctor? And upon me saying that, I could see the whole room just change color. It just turned to like this purple, this dark purple and this dark blue. And that began our journey into cancer and chemo. It's an amazing journey, and I'm learning to enjoy it.
Yeah. Thank you.
No, thank you guys. This is always wonderful. It's always great to be around great people.
But it is. That's how we feel about you.
You are good stuff, girl.
She is good stuff.
Girl, I'm just a little brown-skinned girl from Philly, child.
Love you for it.
Karema's story was so powerful, we broke it into 2 videos, and I'm attaching the link so that you can watch the second portion, which moves into treatment and subsequent loss, as well as life on the other side and how to live abundantly. Make sure you click like and subscribe so that you can not miss a single episode of Soul Sofa and all the other videos we have coming up. And if you find yourself having a story that you think will encourage other women and would like to be the next Soul Sofa lady, please comment and contact us. We'd love to hear your story.